Do you have good E.A.T for SEO? E.A.T and SEO, what does it mean, why is it important, and what can you do to make sure that your website has great E.A.T? That's what we're covering in today's episode of SEO Snacks. SEO Snacks. Hello and welcome to SEO Snacks, bite-sized SEO tips and hacks that you can implement straight away. My name's Janelle, I'm an SEO consultant from ContentQueen, and today we're going to be covering the topic of E.A.T in 5 minutes. What is it, why is it important, and what are the top things you should be doing to ensure that your website has great E.A.T in order to ensure your website ranks well in Google. So, as this is called SEO Snacks, snacks are naturally involved. I've got until the end of my snack to tell you my SEO hack or tip, and you can nominate a snack by leaving it in the comments. So let's see what my snack of the week is. And this week's snack is gourmet popcorn treats. They're mint chocolate popcorn. Alright, this sounds quite interesting. Remember, please nominate a snack by leaving it in the comments, and it will feature on a future episode. Okay, I can't get into this. They're green. Green popcorn, okay. They taste like a candy cane. How bizarre. Alright, let's go. So, first and foremost, what is E.A.T? E.A.T stands for expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness or trust. So what does that actually mean? It means that you're an expert in what you do in your field, you're an authority so people can trust you, and you're trusted, which means that you've got good reviews and people can trust what you're saying is true. The reason why Google looks at E.A.T measures and analyzes these as part of a way of ranking a website is because it only wants to show the best quality search results to people. In order for it to show the best quality search results, it needs to be able to trust that what you have on your website and your content is actually true, it's legitimate, and you're a trusted source for information. If your website lacks E.A.T, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust, Google is not going to want to show you highly in search results because it only wants to show legitimate sources that are proven experts in their field so that the searchers can actually trust what content on your website is saying is true. E.A.T exists to prevent spammers and spammy content making its way into search results, and also to stop the spread of misinformation. So therefore, E.A.T is a signal and a ranking factor that's taken into account whether or not to show websites in search results. So now that you know what E.A.T stands for, let's quickly go through expertise, authoritativeness, and trust so that we can dig a little bit deeper on these three things. I know that it's called a popcorn treat, but it tastes more like popcorn punishment. It's horrendous. It looks unappetizing and it tastes just bad. What were they thinking? Gross. Okay, so the first one is expertise. What does this actually mean? Well, it might be quite self-explanatory. It just means that you have to have expertise in the content you're creating or the services that you offer. But how does that actually look in the real world? Expertise means that the authors or the people responsible for the content on your website need to have proven expertise in what they're writing about and what content they're creating. For example, that means that your About page should clearly show who's responsible for the content and services on your website, and that should have little bios that talk about who these people are that are responsible for this website, what qualifications they have, and what proof you have that these people are actually experts in their field and they're qualified enough to actually provide the goods or the services or the content that's related to that topic. Google will be able to analyze that and see who is responsible for the content on this website. Can they be trusted by looking at your About page and the people responsible for the content? That's one example. Another example is author bios. So say you're writing a big long blog post about the best cat foods on the market to feed a certain species of cat. Your author who has written that needs to be clearly defined on their article to show Google and people who's responsible for that content, because the people need to understand that the person who's written about the best cat foods needs to have experience in that area and proven expertise in order to be able to make that recommendation. Someone who's never owned a cat before in their life or isn't a vet or an expert shouldn't be writing this content because we can't trust what they're saying is true, right? So therefore, the person that you'd expect to have enough expertise would be a vet or someone who specialises in cat foods that is able to write this kind of content. You wouldn't just get a random person to write it, because how can we trust them? These are signals that Google looks for as well. So Google will look at the person responsible for writing that content and say, oh look, Sally is a vet with 12 years experience. She knows everything there is to know about cat food because it says so in her author bio. That means that we can trust her as being an expert, and this content is from a legitimate source. So those are a couple of examples of expertise in E.A.T. Should I do this to myself? Horrible. So the next one is authoritativeness. So that essentially means, is your business an authority in a particular niche or topic? Google will take this into consideration whether or not to rank your website for particular search terms. So authoritativeness means that you're a trusted source of information on a particular topic. You've got the proven expertise, you've got the authors who have proven expertise, and the content you're creating can be trusted. You've got content on your website that is from reputable, proven sources that are referenced carefully across the internet so that Google can trust what you're saying is actually true. So building your authority online means things like building your presence online, doing digital PR, getting mentioned in niche publications in your field, getting mentioned in the press, and basically just being recognised as an authority in your space, in your niche. This is very much about building your brand, because when it comes down to it, Google is going to trust the bigger brands because they're proven authorities in their niches and in their fields. So if you want to improve your authoritativeness, make sure that you are building your brand online and getting recognised as an authority in your niche. Okay, so the next one is trustworthiness. Can your business be trusted? What are people saying about you online? Google looks at reviews, independent reviews like Google Reviews or independent review software sites, to understand whether or not your business can be trusted. What are people saying about you online, and how does that reflect in terms of your trustworthiness? If you've got lots of 1 and 2 star reviews, Google's going to think that you're not to be trusted and you're not providing a great customer experience. Whereas a business that has thousands of 5-star, 4-star reviews, Google's going to think that they're much more trustworthy over a business that has really bad reviews online. So when it comes down to trust, Google is looking at a lot of different metrics, a lot of which it doesn't actually tell us what it's looking at. We know reviews is just one of them. But also, how are people talking about your business online in blogs, in the news, and also, if you're having any issues in terms of complaints that are made public, or if you're going to court for any reason, Google will cross-reference all these different things based on what people are saying about you on the internet. And whether or not you can be trusted will come down to how well or badly people are talking about you. Also, Google is going to look at whether or not people are citing your website as a resource or recommending you on the internet to understand whether or not to trust you. So trustworthiness, basically, how are people talking about your business online, and making sure that it's positive. If not, you really need to look at your customer service and understand the ways that you can turn that around. Okay, I can't eat it. I give up. This is the worst snack yet. I have not had such a bad snack so far. Please nominate a snack. So that's E.A.T for SEO, expertise, authoritativeness and trust. That's just a brief overview of what E.A.T actually means. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, I don't know why you're still watching, but I really like your commitment. My name's Janelle, I'm an SEO consultant from ContentQueen. Thank you so much for watching this episode of SEO Snacks, and please subscribe so you don't miss a future episode, and hit the bell button so you get notified when a new snack is out. I do snacks every week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye! SEO Snacks.